everybody, happy Fun Day Friday. Hope your weekend's starting off good. I am Doreen from Door Designs, where on Fridays I try to come on and do a quick little fun little project. So I'm sitting down so you guys all know that I'm going to be doing some kind of a centerpiece or some kind of design because I am a stand-up designer. This is not my comfort zone, sitting and designing, but for this design I think it'll kind of help you guys see much better. The design I'm going to do today is going to be a burlap carrot that I got at Keleas.com, and that's Keleas.com, and it's this adorable orange burlap bunny with the green up here for the top, and then the base of it is a grapevine base, and it's about, I think, about 30 inches. Yeah, it's about 30 inches long. It's got a little hanger, and I've already gone ahead and added a little piece of styrofoam, and all I did was take a zip tie and I just fed it through a few twigs of the grapevine and zipped it down. If you don't have zip ties, you could use wire or a pipe cleaner. Wire's a little more difficult because when you kind of pull it tight, it kind of goes through your styrofoam. But zip ties work great if you've got zip ties. I'm going to do a simple bow, and these are the colors we're going to go with. And I love it. It's got the orange, I'll get closer, orange with the yellow right here. And then to make it pop, we're going to do this really bright. It's got orange and the lime green, the yellow, the hot pink. A lot of people don't think about putting the pink with the orange, but it actually is really pretty together. You'll notice that my bow, two of my tails are about 15 inches long, and two of them are only about, I don't know, maybe 10 inches. Yep, about 10 inches. And the reason being is because on the design we're going to be doing, and I'm going to turn my camera down, we're going to be putting the shorter tails over where all the greenery is going to go, because I'm going to take this design kind of over to the side and down. If you wanted to, you could do your design in the middle, the side, anywhere you want, but I'm going to do mine up here on the upper right hand side. So let's get started, and I'm going to turn the camera down so you guys can have a much better view of it. Okay. So I'm going to start out with some greenery that I think I got it at Hobby Lobby, and it kind of reminds me of carrots because of the carrot top. So I have it in the solid green, and then I have some in a variegated with a little bit of white. So we're going to use a few pieces of both, and I'm going to kind of just green up behind where I'm going to put my florals and my bow. So I've already got a few pieces cut. So let's go ahead and add some in. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of spread out each of the greeneries here before I put it in. I'm going to cut these down just a little bit. And we're just going to start adding them in. And when I add it in, they're going to be kind of sticking out because I want this to really be nice and full. When I cut my end of my stems here, I'm going to cut them at an angle, and that way it makes kind of a point and it goes through your styrofoam better. I'm dipping it in my electric skillet over here that's got Gorilla Glue sticks melted, and I keep my glue about 300 to 325. Oh, that one ricocheted off somewhere. Okay, I'm just kind of taking my greenery and I'm just kind of starting almost to the top and just kind of working around the outside of my styrofoam. Now, if you didn't have styrofoam or didn't want to use styrofoam, your grapevine base has got enough space that you could actually glue your stems into your grapevine base. Okay, I want to put a few of my variegated ones in. I'm going to cut this one a little bit shorter. I'm going to push it up a little bit. Okay, there we have it with our greenery. Next I'm going to do is I want to add some kind of light, airy, whimsical pieces to it. So I'm going to add some of this bright yellow. I don't even know what it's called. It's got a name on it or not. It came from Hobby Lobby, and there's no name of what it's called. And they have it in all kinds of colors. And it comes on a big bush like this, and I just keep cutting pieces of it off. So let's get some going, but I don't want it quite this long. I'm just going to kind of separate it out. And I'm just going to bend them every which way, and then we can kind of move it around once we get our florals in. So see how it's just, and I like how it's got that movement to it. And I'm going to add one more piece up just a little bit higher. I like movement in my designs. Okay, for the florals, I'm going to go with, hang on real quick, let me get this. Isn't that pretty? It's got the orange with a little bit of kind of a red with a pinkish tone in it with different types of greenery. And we're going to kind of just place that in, place that in there in the middle of all the different florals. So let's cut this down. Or actually, I think I'm going to kind of tear it apart a little bit. I think it'll make it easier for me to get it in there. So let's just tear these apart. Had to grab my stem cutter because there's no way I'll ever be able to cut through this stem. It is really thick. And we're just going to start adding in some of the florals. And I think I'm going to pick this one and I'm going to put it in the actual grapevine because I want it to come down a little bit longer. So I'm using my pick machine, and then it puts a nice pick on the end of it. So I'm going to turn this just for a minute so I can see where I want this at. I usually don't use my pick machine unless I absolutely don't have any other way of attaching it. Okay, see how nice and pretty that looks? It's got all the different florals coming down the side, and we're going to add some more in there because we need to get our bright flower in there. Got our big flower going in. And then I'm going to add another big flower up a little bit higher. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking the wire and wrapping it around the base of the stem. After I cut it, sometimes they come a little bit loose. I'm just kind of rearranging a little bit of the florals. Okay, let's add the bow, and that way we can kind of see where we need to add anything to it. So there's our bow. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a little bit of hot glue on the back of it, glue it to the styrofoam, and then I'll take some little floral picks and kind of secure it a little bit more. But let's just see if we, look how pretty those colors are gonna look. So let's get this attached. I'm just putting a little bit of glue on the back. I'm gonna just hold that there for a minute. And then I'm just gonna take some little floral picks or U-pins, and you can get these at Walmart, any kind of crafts shop, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, online. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut them a little bit so I can put more of a point to them. So I'm just gonna trim them at an angle over my trash can. And then I'm gonna dip the ends of it just a little bit in some glue to help secure it. I'm gonna put one more up here at the top. I'm just trimming off the ends again. Dipping it in some glue, just right there at the end, and gonna take it right through my ribbon. And we'll let that sit just for a minute, make sure it dries a little bit. It's hot sitting next to that glue pot. Okay, let's kind of curl our ribbons a little bit. I can see a little bit of my styrofoam, so we're gonna fill a little bit of, probably a little bit of moss in there. Let's kind of arrange our bow. And I'm just gonna kind of feed the ribbon through the greenery and the florals a little bit. Look how cute this is looking. Nice and full and whimsical. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of purple, because you all know I gotta have a little bit of purple in my designs. And I love how the purple and this orange and pink all go together. And we're just gonna put a few sprigs in. Now you can make your design as full as you want. You don't have to use as much product, because I get that asked a lot. I'm just basically trying to show you different ideas on and different florals and greeneries to add, but the amount is clearly up to whatever you want to use. I'm just taking some up around the bow. This lavender came from Hobby Lobby also. Okay, look how pretty it is with that lavender going through it. Okay, I'm just kind of moving my greenery around. I've got a hole right up here at the top, but I'm going to kind of bend this back a little bit and up. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to add one piece of the variegated up there. Just kind of moving the florals around a little bit. A design like this you can put up from spring all the way through fall. Okay, let me put the camera back up so you can see it better, because I think we're about done. Not quite. I want one more piece of some color right up there at the top. Then we'll be done. The other thing, guys, when I do a design and I get done, after I'm off taping and everything, I kind of step away from it and then I come back to it. And 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna add a few pieces because I'll typically see a dark spot or a little hole or something. So when a lot of you send me messages saying I missed a spot, I will usually see it after I do my taping. Oh yeah, much better, much, much better. I'm gonna tape up a few more. I really like some of these little pieces that are in this bush I have, so I want to use some more of them. I'm just kind of putting a few smaller pieces around the bow, and I'll show you here in just a second. Okay, guys, now we're basically done. It's fun, it's whimsical. Now see here from the side that you can kind of see a gap right there. I'll put another piece of greenery. Even though you won't really see it from the front, you'll see it more from the side. And I want to make sure if somebody's looking at your design or something that it looks nice and full all the way around. Like I said, it already has a little hook on it, so you don't have to worry about that. Got some glue strings here. So I will go back and add a piece or two of the greenery right there. But there is our Easter carrot design. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little fun day Friday. If you're not following me, I get a lot of people asking me how they can know when I post tutorials. You need to go up there on the 3 buttons and hit the follow button. That way, when I post something, you guys will be notified on your Facebook timeline. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.